Namaste. A hearty welcome to session 4 of Soaring Souls with Vishakha Singhania. I'm really excited as we have a very special guest with us today, Miss Ujala Shroff. Hi Ujala, a hearty welcome to you on
Hi.
this podcast.
Hi, Vishakha. Hi to all your guests.
Ujala, I would like to take this moment to thank you for your presence here on the podcast despite your busy schedule. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me.
You're welcome and thank you for this opportunity.
My pleasure, Ujala. So, before we delve into our formal discussion, I would like to introduce you to our audience. She's currently working as the primary principal coordinator at an international school in Estonia. Her professional journey began with a bachelor's honors degree in accountancy, complemented by a certificate course in interior designing. After a very brief marriage, she embraced the educational realm to empower herself. Her love for teaching internationally took her across the globe. She has taught in countries like Tanzania, UK, Libya, Egypt, Russia, China, and the US. Teaching internationally, she says, gives her a chance to engage with students of diverse cultures and backgrounds, broadening her perspectives substantially. Beyond her professional endeavors, she is an avid traveler, sharing glimpses of her adventures on her Instagram page. She's single, she's independent and content. She is Ujala Shroff. Amazing, Ujala. That is so wonderful.
Thank you for all this introduction.
Yes, my pleasure. So let us begin with our questions and answers. So, Ujala, as a child, you were quite a tomboy from what I hear. So, how were you different from the other girls around you?
I was very carefree and I used to play outside like a lot. I was outdoors all the time. I used to compete with the boys. I did not have any of those girl tantrums and I could not understand why people have these tantrums. And I kind of thought that whatever boys can do, girls can do equally well. So we are similar. So that is what was my belief as I was growing up.
Amazing. That's beautiful. So, initially, as a young student, you struggled with maths and you were very weak at maths, but you seem to have transformed it into your strength over time. ये कैसे हुआ उजाला?
Ooh, ये तो this was I think I was very lucky because I got this teacher, tutor who made me see things and made me see the logic like nobody else had ever tried or even been able to, because in a class of 40 students it's like a train you're trying to catch. So if you miss one part, you are not
Hmm.
going to go further and you're stuck in that one place in your head. And I am a very kinesthetic and visual learner. तो मुझे कुछ समझ ही नहीं आता था कि ये हो क्या रहा है, मतलब क्या कनेक्शंस क्या हैं ये सब में. तो दैट सर, अमर्त्य सर, ही वाज आल्सो, ही इज an engineer from IIT Kharagpur, but he didn't feel that that was satisfying and he gave up his job and started tutoring. तो मैं, मतलब, I was just lucky to come in contact with him and he made me see things and concepts, that he made me see that just I had so many aha moments. I could make those connections and मुझे लगा ओ ये तो पता ही नहीं था मुझे. तो फिर that's how the connection started, and then when I was getting it and I was getting things correct, it also motivated me to kind of go more like deeper into things. And I mean, I could not believe it that I did pure maths in 11, 12. Like, I still can't believe it.
And you got a very high score also, Ujala, isn't it? How much did
Yes.
you score?
96%. But I was very angry and unhappy that I could not get 99% because my standard, I had set my standard up so high.
Imagine for somebody who was struggling with maths and you aim for a 99%. That's really amazing. मुझे ना आपकी बात सुन के एक चीज और भी लग रहा है कि हाउ गुड टीचर कैन चेंज द कोर्स ऑफ योर थिंकिंग एंड ऑल्सो योर पोटेंशियल. सो
Absolutely. Like I have everything, my math concept, I have to thank him for it. कि
thank
वो
him
ये
also, and
मुझे
he was the one who made you work also, so you have to give credit to yourself also. But yes, of course, a good teacher does make a difference.
Yes,
I
exactly.
completely agree. Beautiful. Nice. So Ujala, following an extremely brief marriage, it must have been very challenging when you came back. So what were the major challenges that you faced? What emotions came up to you, and how did you overcome all those challenges?
At first, I was very angry. That was my first emotion. And I thought that what did I do that I'm getting such kind of, things, obstacles in life. So
Why
as
me
कि
लगा
why
होगा आपको.
me type of ना कि ये हो क्या रहा है, मतलब पहले तो
हम्म.
समझ ही नहीं आया मुझे. आई वॉज वेरी नाइव एट द टाइम. तो मुझे कुछ समझ ही नहीं आया. देन आई वॉज लाइक okay, things have happened, but what now? What next?
Yes.
So I started exploring, and then I thought कि नहीं, अभी from here I am answerable to myself, and how do I like make a good life? I am an educated person, and how do I use this education to my advantage? तो उसमें था my quest for making a career for myself, which I like doing, and also which will make me independent in what I do. So I'm not dependent either on my parents or any like friend or a sibling. I wanted to depend on myself. So I think that was my journey, that okay, how do I do this and what next?
So beautiful. तो सबसे पहले आपने क्या किया to how did this professional journey of yours start?
I think in some ways I was very inspired by my maths teacher, क्योंकि मेरे को लगा कि one teacher can change
Yes.
a life of someone, someone's life. Even if one life I can change, it'll be very satisfying. So I started exploring, and then I came across the teacher training course in Calcutta. And then I decided to immediately enroll in teacher training. And then it's very like demanding and grilling. And I had this thing that no, I have to do it well. And like I have to work really, really hard. And I have to do this well. I have to grab all the concepts. Like I was a sponge, ready to take on everything that was given to me. So then like that was how it helped me overcome the experiences of marriage, because I was so busy. दिमाग उधर जाता ही नहीं था. I was just only focused on getting that certificate and then being independent. That was my only goal.
Can we say that you found your purpose early in life?
Yes, yes. And I think I was very lucky that things happened to me, and that's why I could do what I have been doing. यदि चीजें मेरे साथ नहीं होती तो I would not have taken that bold step, I think.
Yes. So Ujala, मुझे
opportunity.
Yes, I deeply feel कि जब हम अपने real purpose से align हो जाते हैं ना, and when we really put in our best, then the universe also helps us. And people के रूप में, situations के रूप में, experiences में, we get the people who push us to, move further in our journeys, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like it was some divine sort of force that was making me go. If you ask me to describe it, I don't really know. But I was doing it, there was some kind of thing that was pushing me towards it.
Yes. तो टीचर ट्रेनिंग के बाद क्या किया उजाला?
So I worked in a school in Calcutta. At first, when I did, like, I graduated with 5 distinctions.
Wow.
I was not getting a job. all my batchmates were getting jobs. I was told, Arey, you're very young. We can't employ a young teacher. What if you decide to leave the city, you get married, you will not, you leave the job and then we'll have to find another teacher. So I was not getting the opportunity and I was very like disheartened. कि अरे, even if I decide to get married, my life is not going to stop. I will pursue a career. I need a job. So, but then I got an opportunity at an international school in Calcutta, and I was there for almost 2.5 years, and that's how I started my career.
Okay. So what after that? What happened after you joined the school? How long were you there? And then where and how did you move ahead?
So after sort of 1.5, 2 years, I was thinking, this is not satisfying. What next? What can I do from here? How can I grow more than like this that I'm doing? Like I was liking it, but I was thinking that something is missing.
There's something more.
Yeah, something more that I should do. So then I had an aunt who told me, why don't you try in international schools outside India? At first, I did
Okay.
not know that this kind of a concept could also
Enter
happen.
your life.
In my family, there is nobody who is doing this. I had no idea. I thought, okay, interesting. I was like, okay, let me explore what is happening. I started applying to different schools, just Google search and applying for jobs. I did a lot of applications because the
So
problem.
all this you were doing, you were applying for international schools?
Yes.
Okay. So
I was
was your family okay with this?
They didn't know.
Oh, they didn't know. You didn't tell them. Acha. Okay.
Because I did not know what kind of reaction they'll have. They didn't know. I was just applying and because I wanted to be like, let me see where it takes me.
Correct.
If I get something, I'll let them know. But initially, I didn't want to tell them because they would have said you're crazy. उनको समझ ही
Maybe
नहीं
they
आता
could
कि
have stopped you there only when
Yes,
nothing was shaped also. तो आपका
right,
journey
right.
वहीं रुक जाता maybe. So you
Maybe.
decided to first work on it, and जब कुछ लगा कि हो रहा है, maybe then you went and told your parents also.
I told them when I was offered an interview.
अच्छा.
So I went for the interview and then I had told them already that, I'm offered an interview and I will speak. वो टाइम पे इंटरनेट भी उतना अच्छा नहीं था तो my interview was just a phone call interview. Like
Okay. And where was
international
this?
phone call. This was Tanzania, Zanzibar.
Okay. Okay.
And then I was offered a job and then I told them and my father was like, absolutely not. You're not leaving Calcutta, let alone India. ये सब क्या दिमाग में है
और
तुम्हारे?
अफ्रीका जा रही थी तुम. You were going to
अफ्रीका जा
Africa.
रहे थे. My relatives were like, कौन अफ्रीका जाता है, यूएस से कोई जाता है, यूके जाता है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाता है, न्यूजीलैंड चले जाते हैं, ठीक है, तुम अफ्रीका जा रही हो, काला पानी, they were like very much against. I was like, no, I have gotten this opportunity, I'm taking it up.
But on a serious note, Ujala, like actually Africa जा रहे थे, and I don't think you'd ever been out of India before this, and you were going to be all on your own. तो डर नहीं लगा? Doubts नहीं आए?
Absolutely not. I was all the more excited. I was like, oh, this will be my journey, kind of. I only had one goal in mind. So all these problems, I never even thought of it. How will I do it? I was like, no, I've gotten this opportunity. I'm taking it. So that was my first time. Even passport was stamped the first time and I'm going for a job.
Okay.
So... No, I did not think of the problems because I just thought that I need to experience something new. I was a free bird. I thought I am like, I am free and I want to experience this freedom.
I think it was more of an inner calling for you. That is why आपको और कुछ दिखा नहीं. You could just, see that, isn't it? Hmm. So, how was your experience in Africa and what challenges came up there?
It was amazing. Like I still think till date it is my like one of my best jobs that I have done.
Wow.
It
Mm-hmm.
was so nice. Like I used to live in an apartment overlooking the Indian Ocean. I could go to the beach, white sand, blue water. It was all like I was living in a dream. I had read about these things in books because I read a lot of books. So I had only read stories that, gave that kind of a story setting. And I used to think, oh, wow, so interesting. I wish I could see it. But when I was living in it, I was like, oh my God. So I had everything in, viewing everything from those rose colored glasses. Nothing was a problem at that time. I was young and I was like this, I was experiencing this. I just thought, oh my God, I'm so, so lucky.
अकेले कभी कुछ problem नहीं हुआ? You didn't have like any challenges?
Challenges the like I was after a few months the underwater cable broke and then there was no electricity on the island for 2 months, but we managed because used the generator sparingly, and like my workplace was very, very supportive. So and then I had other colleagues, I bonded with them, they were also living away from their country. So it was a totally like new experience for me.
So you made friends with your colleagues, and you guys supported each other. That is why you could thrive there in a new country all alone. कुछ problem नहीं लगा आपको, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Then what after that?
After that, I thought, okay, I need a deeper understanding of education. So I started looking into degrees and I did masters. Then I enrolled in masters in the UK in London.
Okay.
From so I went to University of Roehampton, and I did my masters in 1 year. I went to the UK, and I was working alongside as well because you know how UK is so expensive, and I funded myself.
I was gonna ask you, कैसे? It must have been very expensive, Ujala. So how did you meet your expenses? Financial management कैसे किया?
Like I said, maths and numbers, तो मुझे numbers समझ आते हैं. So what I did was I was 3 years in Tanzania. So 3 years में I saved, and I saved and I saved for my tuition in the UK, and I paid all of it upfront. क्योंकि मैंने उसको अपफ्रंट क्यों पे किया, क्योंकि वहां पे ऐसा कुछ स्कीम था कि you can get 10% discount if you pay the whole
amount together.
together. So I decided, I said, I have to pay, so let me just pay it all in one go.
Okay.
So I paid it, and then I got the 10% discount, which is very happy about. And then I paid the rest of it. I was working, tutoring. Then I was doing school may. I was doing when people were sick. I used to go and be a substitute teacher. And that's how I met my expenses.
So how demanding was it in terms of your, efforts and your energy? How much did you have to work?
Very demanding, because tutoring, if I'm going to tutor, so 1 hour is tutoring, but going to someone's place is 45 minutes to an hour. Then coming back is 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm kind of spending 2.5 to 3 hours to tutor and get money for an hour. So you can see, but what I did was I used to have those journals and I was like reading them. I printed journals. I used to read them on the bus. I used to take my notes, and then my notes would be ready so I could use them after my tutoring class. So that's how. And then of course I did some teaching in schools. So I was called like in the morning, say 6:30, I'm getting a call. I'm studying up to 2 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
And then 6 o'clock or 6:30, oh, we need a teacher because our teacher is sick. So then I'm going, and I'm going to
अच्छा,
that.
this your part-time job was not permanent.
No, it was
मतलब
not
कभी भी कॉल आ
permanent.
जाता था
कभी भी
for you
कॉल
to.
आ जाएगा,
अच्छा.
तो you have to be ready. कोई sick होगा तो नहीं बताएगा ना कि I have to do tomorrow, I
अच्छा.
will be sick.
Okay.
So I was
That
doing
makes
like,
it even more challenging, I think, when you don't know whether you have to, go to
हाँ,
work the next day, and अचानक से आप 2 बजे तक पढ़ रहे हो and you get a call in the morning that
correct,
you have
correct.
to come. It
हाँ.
is challenging indeed.
Yes, but I was prepared for it, in the sense that I'll do
Hmm.
whatever it takes. It was
Whatever
my
it is.
thing. And I have to study well, because ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि यदि 1 साल का डिग्री है तो I am dragging it to 2 years, and because I am working, so the degree is kind of sidelined. ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So it
Hmm.
was like a combination of things. It was very hard. Like, I will not deny it. It was quite challenging. हाँ.
तो उजाला, एजुकेशन ने आपको कैसे चेंज किया? आई मीन, व्हाट new perspectives did you get, and how did your personality changed as you went on teaching as well as studying at the same time?
एक तो, while I was teaching, I realized that my concepts have become clearer, because I was getting those meanings that maybe as a student I did not pay attention or did not
Yeah.
embrace it as much. So that was one aspect. Then the second aspect was, I got this acceptance. I was not as critical of myself as I used to be. I
Okay.
accepted things the way they were. And I was like, whatever people were, I just accepted them at face value instead of judging them. I think that was my sort of transformation, because earlier I was in one bubble, एक ही mindset. My mindset became that growth mindset instead of the fixed mindset that I had. I think that is my transformation since I started teaching.
How beautiful, and it is something to contemplate about, that as you really study and educate yourself, you become more flexible, your mind expands, isn't it? So it must be a very beautiful change that you saw in yourself.
I didn't see the change immediately. It just automatically happened. But now, if I sit and reflect back, that's
When you
what
look back.
I look back.
Hmm.
That's how my reflection, that's where it takes me.
Very beautiful, Ujala. Really nice. So after that, after your masters in the UK, I think you've taught in a lot of countries. So can you give an overview of your international teaching?
So after UK, I went to Libya. Then I was teaching in Russia, in Moscow. Then after Russia, I went to China. So I was in a city called Tianjin, that's near Beijing. Then I went to the US. I was also, after actually Libya, I was in Egypt. And after Egypt, then I was in Moscow, Russia. Then I was in China. After that, I was in the US, and now I am in Estonia.
How amazing is this? So is there any particular incident which stays on with you, which you would like to share with us?
As in teaching wise, or as in
teaching wise? Yes.
I think I've made a lot of good friends teaching wise, like my colleagues who became my very good friends, and they are like, of course, they are not from India, because
Yes,
I've
of course.
been in international schools. And so I've made some very good friends. Like one time, this friend of mine is French, and I met her and her husband in Tanzania, and then they moved back to France. So they were in this city called Nice, and I was in Amsterdam on a course, and they told me, why don't you come to Paris? Let's meet in Paris. So I thought, okay, why not? Let me see them. कि उनसे मिले कितना अच्छा लगेगा. So I decided to take the train from Amsterdam to Paris, and they gave me their number and they said, because didn't have internet. This is like many years ago, 2014 or something like that.
Okay.
The internet was not as prevalent. Didn't have a
As today,
smartphone.
yes.
So I had the number in case we can't see. I would find somebody and call, the old style. And what they did was after Friday, they started driving after school because even they are teachers. So did the whole week on the Friday, right after school, they started driving from Nice to Paris. And it's kind of like it's 7 to 8 hours, I think, by like journey or even longer. And then they stopped in a hotel, something like early morning. And then they met me that same day in the afternoon. Like they came to Paris just to see me.
My God.
Thought, oh my God, how beautiful. And we were walking and we bumped into each other, at the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, you bumped into each other?
Bumped into each other because that's where we were going to meet. And if you know, the Eiffel Tower is really like area is really large.
Huge.
I didn't huge. I didn't think I would bump into them, but we did. It was like meant to be. It was
Wow.
so. I still remember it because they went out of their way just to meet me.
Just to meet you. So beautiful. Really nice. And Ujala, you are a avid traveler. You've traveled, I think, all across the globe because of your teaching also, and you like to travel anyways. So, ये travel का passion कहाँ से आया? Why do you like to travel?
I started traveling when I was in Tanzania. I went on a safari. And it's like one of the things that people must do that should be on their bucket list. It was such a liberating experience. Iske baad, I don't want to go to a zoo because I've seen animals in their natural habitat. And I was just
Zoos will curb the
amazed.
freedom.
Curb the freedom. So I was just amazed. You are driving and you don't know when you see which animal. I have seen like so many, like the big five, and I have seen like so many different animals moving from one place to another. I think that is when my travel started. Initially, I went with some colleagues, and then kabhi kabhi hota hai na ki not everybody is free or they have other priorities. So I made that decision to go by myself, and I actually enjoyed it. उसके
अच्छा,
बाद
so you
every
mostly travel alone, is it so?
I mostly travel solo.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so nice because it's like I am free to do anything I want. I have like a plan sort of, but I sometimes don't follow the plan, and there's nobody to tell me, oh, we decided on this and we didn't go or we didn't do this. So I don't know. It was very nice actually. If I remember correctly, my first solo trip was to Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Okay.
And I really, really liked it. And then I decided, okay, I am going to do these kinds of trips
More often.
more often. And it was like a really good stress buster.
Stress
So
buster, and you learn so much in these solo trips, isn't it?
absolutely. Like I learned how to plan, how to look at a map because I have done those things in school, very theoretical. But here I'm doing practically, what to go where. I used to research about places and decide, okay, these are the things I would like to see, these are the things I would not like to see. Like on my first trip, I went bungee jumping in Victoria Falls. Like I never thought I'll do these things. I stood there, I looked and looked, and I thought, okay, these people are jumping. Should I do? Then I had to sign this waiver that if something happens
If
to
something
me,
happens.
that then they are not responsible. I am taking the responsibility for this kind of adventure sport. So I did that because I went on my own, and then I met some Indian army personnel, and they were like, "Oh, you did it? You did it?" They could not believe it.
Okay.
They were like a big group, and they were like, "Okay, now that a girl can do, so then we'll also do." And then the next day, they went and did the same bungee jumping. It was so cute.
Listening to you, I mean, I'm amazed, Ujala. I mean, I think you took charge of yourself early in life without blaming anybody, and you turned your pain into opportunities, is what I feel. You know, you didn't sit and cry for what happened, but you just, got aligned with your inner calling and worked towards it. You took actions, and then, of course, the universe, created that road ahead to take you where you needed to be, isn't it?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
absolutely amazing. And today, Ujala, you are financially independent, emotionally independent. You are taking care of not only yourself, but I know that you take your parents out and you bond well with your family. You are content, which is really amazing. So, what message would you like to give to our audience, Ujala? If I were to ask you to give one message that you resonate with, what would that be?
I think the message that I would like to give to people is to always be happy. You know, do things that make you happy and not compromise just because it's a society norm or what people are going to think. You know, it's very important to be self aware and to be happy and do small things that make you happy. That is all there is. And you know, think of things that happen, they happen for a reason, you know, and everybody has their ups and downs. It's called life, but it's how we embrace it. That's my only that's the way I live.
Awesome. It was a complete pleasure listening to you, Ujala. And I want to recite a few lines for you. Can I do that?
Yes, thank you so much. It was my pleasure sharing.
So the lines are the faint call of her soul made her pause. She lent it an ear. It gave her wings to fly. It gave her wings to fly. And Ujala, you really are flying today, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I think I'm just lucky.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Ujala. I completely enjoyed listening to you, and I'm very sure that our audience also enjoyed as much. So, this was Ujala Shroff for us. I'm sure that you must have learned a lot just listening to her. We'll see you with a new guest next week. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.